right, we're here with Tim King to talk about ballroom and how you got into this whole wonderful world. So how long have you been dancing, Tim?
So it's about 10 years. Yeah.
That's great. How
Yeah.
did it come about?
So my wife and I were arguing a lot, going to the family therapist, and the therapist said we need to find something else to do besides fight about our kid. So it was her idea that to try ballroom dancing, and we've been doing it ever since.
That's fantastic. So what did you think when she came out with that idea? Did that seem like a fun thing?
So it did. When I was a kid, I did a lot of, I did some hustle dancing. So I learned, I went to see Saturday Night Fever a couple of times. My girlfriend at the time, we would dance in her living room. And I just loved it. So when she mentioned it, I was totally open to doing it.
That's so cool. So did you start off having private lessons right away? Did you have your
Yeah,
own coach?
we started right away. It was interesting though. It was like we started together with the teacher, and within 2 lessons, my wife wanted nothing to do with dancing with me because I couldn't lead her, and she knew right. And like for her, it was so frustrating. I mean, it was frustrating for me. It was more frustrating for her because I think she knew how to dance. So within 2 lessons, we split off, and then I started working with the pro, and she started working with the pro, and she was much happier. And that's kind of where that's where we started.
How long did it take before you could lead her to her satisfaction?
See, that's the funny story. So I was at the studio for 2 years, and I still hadn't been taught how to lead her, which is one of the reasons why I left there and went to a different studio where I actually ended up meeting Imre. We started at that studio, and a month later, Imre started there, and that's when I met him. And it probably took me another 2 years before I really started to be able to dance with my wife, to actually lead
You
her
look really
properly.
nice.
That's
thank
great.
you.
Like, really?
Thank you.
That's great.
Appreciate it.
Really?
So you have a coach who's a follower, who you lead as well, a female coach. And then you also work with Imre, is that right?
Yeah, so my partner is a pro at a different studio, and I used to work with Imre and her there, and then Imre left, and then I got so much out of working with Imre that I continued to work with him while I still dance with her. And what's interesting is we've kind of separated movement from dancing. So I'm still dancing with my partner, I'm competing with my partner, but I'm learning more about movement with Imre.
Can you give me an example of that?
So with rhythm, the key movement it's called a Cuban motion, and it's how do you move with respect to your hips, and it looks one way, but the way you actually implement is a completely different way. And so Imre's really broken it down to its real basic elements, and then he's just been coaching on this on how to do Cuban motion properly.
Wow, that's great. I mean, that takes a lot of dedication to focus on just that movement.
Yeah, I love it because I see the results. So that by separating the movement from the dancing, the movement ends up in the dancing. And my partner, she's just so happy with the quality and the speed at the progress that I've made working with Imre.
That's amazing. And how many lessons are you taking to do this?
So I do typically 2 lessons a week with Imre, well, a double, and we switch off from rhythm and smooth. So one week we'll work on rhythm movement, and the next week we'll work on smooth movement.
Mhm.
So Imre's background is standard. So all his experience on posture
Mhm.
and movement for standard works really well for the smooth dances that I do.
That's great. And am I right that you do a lot of competing?
Yes.
So tell me a little about that.
So, it's funny. When we first started the whole dancing thing, it was just, oh, do you want to learn how to dance? And it never occurred to me that I would compete. Never. Not in a million years. And then it started as, well, here's a tool to help you learn how to dance better. So the competitions serve as a basis for, well, you learn this dance, well, put yourself in a position where you actually have to do it for a full minute. You can't stop. The environment is completely different than a lesson.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure, and you have to just have to perform in the moment. And you have to perform in the moment with where you are, because you're never ready. You're never good enough. There's always something else to work on, but you have to perform with your skills that you have then and try to make the best of those skills in the moment. And it does make you a better dancer. Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah. And the truth is, I do rhythm, I do smooth, I compete, but my love, what I love the most is still social dancing.
Really?
Salsa and bachata and hustle. I love that the most, and the competing helps me do that.
Really? Wow, that's excellent. So you go to all the social dances that
Yeah,
the
I try
studio
to.
has?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's excellent. Thank you for talking with us, Tim.
My pleasure.